let's talk about cross-examination. Cross-examination is the hardest skill, in my opinion, for a trial attorney to learn. You are not going to become a great cross-examiner watching this video, but it will help you fine-tune your cross-examinations. So let's start talking about the 3 principles that kind of override my cross-examinations when I am drafting them. The first is obviously organization. A good cross-examination is well organized. The second is form of your question, because that is key. And the last principle is delivery. All right, organization. This is where I feel a lot of lawyers struggle in terms of figuring out what exactly they need to put into their cross-examination and how they should attack it. So what I like to do is I use a Google Docs for all of my cross-examinations. And as I am reviewing all of the depositions in my case, all of the discovery in my case, I put facts on that Google Doc. And what you will find is eventually you'll see a pattern of facts that start to group together. So you'll see maybe some inconsistencies in the testimony of a witness or a party between what they say in their deposition and what they put in their interrogatories, or some facts that you may have discovered in documents in discovery. So you take all of those facts and you'll start to see different topics pop up, right? You know, if you are cross-examining a plaintiff in a car wreck case, that you want to cross-examine them if it's disputed liability on how the wreck occurred. That is one chapter that you then put in your Google Doc in all caps and bold, and all the facts that you have that you would want to cross-examine about, you put under that subheading. It may be a truck driver who lied about his credentials or who lied about his driving history, and you want to impeach him or examine further the inconsistencies between what you found in the records you've subpoenaed and what that driver testified to. So that's how I organize my cross-examination. The next step is drafting your cross-examination, which in my opinion, this may be the most important step in the process, because the form of your question is what accomplishes the thing that makes a cross-examination great, and that is control of the witness. Because remember, cross-examination is not about the witness like direct examination was. It is about you. So the form of your question. Every question on cross-examination should be closed-ended. You should know the answer to your question before you are asking it. I caution everyone to not ask a question that you do not know the answer to. So, what is our formula for putting together and formulating questions for cross-examination? I teach one fact, one question. Limit your questions to containing one fact, and you will have better control of your witness. The form of the question should lend itself to a yes or no answer. That will allow you to have better control of your witness. And also, when formulating questions, I like to formulate them in almost like a pyramid, where I start off with a setup and end with what is the crux of my examination. The final factor in a cross-examination is delivery. So, where do you stand when you are delivering? That's the first question that most students have. I like to create a triangle with the witness and the jury box. So I will stand here at an angle so that I can look at the witness, but also so the jury can see my facial expressions. Sarah, why is the jury seeing my face important? Well, so much of what you do in delivery is about selling what you're asking. So I may not be able to get away with asking a question in a very sarcastic manner, but I may be able to convey my disbelief at the fact in my face. And you want the jury to be able to see that. You want the jury to be able to read whatever emotion you are assigning to that particular fact on your face. But you don't want it to be weird, and you don't want to do a lot of what we call mugging the jury. And this is what I mean, where you ask the witness something and they say something and then you look at the jury. That's awkward. Don't be awkward. If you stand in a triangle, you do not have to mug the jury. The next important fact about delivery is it's important, in my opinion, when you start a cross-examination to be locked into that witness. Oftentimes with my students, when they get up from counsel table, they will start asking their questions as they're walking. You lose the power of your question. So what I always tell my students is stand up, get into your position, plant your feet, lock in on your witness, and then start asking your questions. While cross-examination is a difficult skill to learn, if you will master those three principles: organization, questions that are structured with one fact per question, and a locked-in, strong delivery, you'll be successful in achieving the control of the witness that you desire.